That's nothing.
That would be dishonest, Mrs. Bowman.
Good morning, lady. We were discussing the girls.
Blood red, nothing will wash it out.
Cannibal tastes the same in the hands of strangers, lady.
Well, taxes and all, I can't afford to keep it up. Mr. and Mrs. Otis are giving me a marvelous price.
And I need to give you notice.
That isn't courting us, Jenny. It wouldn't be cricket to leave the Americans without some staff, at least in the beginning.
Besides, every member of your family has been in service here.
Go on, Jenny. See that there are fresh towels in the washstand.
Yes, ma'am. How about your family, ma'am?
2 girls, teenagers. One's a year older than the other. Mrs. Otis' sister will also be a resident. I appreciate your staying on, Mrs. Bowman. It'll make things easier for the Americans.
I've always thought of Cannibal Chase as my home.
Happily, you and Sir Simon seem to get along.
I always speak respect of him. Perhaps he appreciates that.
Don't have to pass out, lady.
How very punctual.
I don't think Sir Simon's going to like strangers about this place.
That's enough, Reed. Go off with the luggage.
Hurry up, Wendy. You're always lagging behind. I'm hurrying as fast as I can. Slow down, girls. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burst in on anyone.
That's quite all right. You're Wendy, I imagine.
No, I'm Pam. And I'm out of breath.
Then sit and rest.
I'm not that tired. Are you Lady Canterville?
I have that honor.
You're the first lady we've ever met. She means lady. You know, with her title.
I quite understand. The luggage? I hope you girls will enjoy living here.
It's terrific. I'm going to love it here.
I hope so.
It's going to be great fun exploring. Exploring, miss? She's got this crazy idea that she wants to be an archaeologist. What on earth for? It's like digging in the earth and all the rooms, covering ourselves with dust.
Stupid if you ask.
No one's asking you. I'm going to investigate every room in this place. Not every room. What's behind the drink?
It's a walled chamber.
That's exciting. Who walled it up? I asked girls not to judge heads. That's what Lady Canterville thinks.
I think it's charming.
You're different than that, Lady Canterville. Take from where my daughter's concerned. We're hoping a good English boarding school will calm them down. But we don't want to go to boarding school. That's one reason why you're going. Boarding school, yuck.
Lady Canterville, how nice to see you again. Didn't keep you waiting, I trust.
Right on time. This is Miss Bowman, the housekeeper I spoke of.
I bid you welcome to Canterville Chase.
Chase? Who's Canterville and who's he chasing?
Canterville Chase is the name of this place. Chase is an old English word that means manor or lodge.
Oh, I think we'll have tea now.
Yes, ma'am.
You're supposed to sister.
A pleasure to be here, Lady Canterville. Forgive me, I forgot you two hadn't met.
Please sit down. I wanted to speak to you one last time before we sign the final paper.
No problem, I trust.
Well, that depends entirely upon what one means by a problem.
I don't follow.
I've not cared to live at Canterville Chase myself, since my grandaunt, the Dowager Duchess of Bolton, was frightened into a fit.
Frightened?
A fit.
A fit from which she never fully recovered.
What frightened you?
2 skeleton hands were placed on her shoulders as she was dressing for dinner.
Wow. Skeleton hands. Well,
I feel lonely. This ghost has been seen by several living members of my family.
Sounds marvelous. Local color, eh?
better than what we hoped for. Who is the ghost?
Sir Simon de Canterville.
Was he wicked?
Infamous, a villainous fellow.
Great.
None of you, I fear, realize the gravity of your situation. Sir Simon is not to be taken lightly.
Ghosts don't mean the same to Americans as they do to the English. What we have to do is catch Sir Simon, cage him, and sell him to a circus. People would pay to see a caged ghost.
I think he took exception to your remark about putting him in a cage.
I'm sure we'll come to terms with Sir Simon.
Since the unfortunate accident with my aunt, most concerns have left, except for Mrs. Onion front. She has a strange feeling for the spirit of Brault.
There's a maid too, isn't there?
Jenny, however, I have dealt with her staying.
Put your fears to rest, Lady Canterville. This house is exactly what we're looking for.
Exactly.
We'll take it, spook and all.
You mustn't refer to Sir Simon as a spook.
If he shows up, we'll confront him with good old American know-how. He'll soon learn to keep his place.
If you don't mind you going to his house, it's all right with me, although you must remember I warned you.
We'll take our chances.
Splendid. If you'll excuse me, I'll get the final paper.
Of course. saying, up to a point. I bet there isn't a castle, manor house, or a chase in all of England that doesn't have a resident ghost building about. Help sell property.
Then you don't believe her story?
Because we're Americans, she probably thinks a ghost will cinch the deal. She's awfully anxious to unload the place.
Reverse psychology.
Precisely.
I was hoping it was for real.
Take my word for it. If there's a ghost here, it will turn out to be a whistle of wind in the bell tower.
Beg pardon, Governor. I'll need the keys to the car trunk.
Oh, I forgot I locked it. Your weeds?
Yes, George Weeds, finest gardener in the yardman hereabouts.
Weed? What a wonderful name for a gardener.
It was my father's name, too.
How's that? The tea. The china, I think. Very good, man. What on earth is that? I'm afraid nothing's been spilled. Yes, madam. Blood has spilled on that spot. Blood? How horrible!
I must say you're putting on a good show, Mrs. Elmer.
I speak the truth, sir. I don't care for blood stains in the sitting room. It must be removed at once.
Won't do no good, Miss Otis.
Why not?
That's blood of Lady Eleanor.
Who's Lady Eleanor?
Sir Simon's wife.
Died of a broken heart. So Simon's lifting the strokes from an early grave.
Nothing will take off that spot.
Nonsense. A little Dr. Greenquist will take care of it. Or I'll send you later. Any haste, sir. All need is corner. That spot's in my laboratory.
It's something of a local attraction.
Nothing will take it out. Rubbish. I've never seen a red that vivid.
That bloodstain don't talk, but I've heard things in this house that would make anyone's hair stand right on end.
We all like a bit of fantasy weeds, but there's no need to overdo it.
It's no joke, Mr. Otis. The ghost is real.
Look, the spot's disappearing.
Almost gone. It is gone. A little drop of cleaning fluid and smell of grease will fix the trouble with stains every time. You may serve the tea when ready. In all the years I've been here, no one's been able to remove that stain. Tea, Mrs. Omni? Yes, madam.
You can get the luggage, Weeds.
You don't believe me, I stand still.
But the luggage is still in the car trunk.
I feel guilty not appreciating all the trouble they've gone to. Bloodstains, all the carpet, and ooh, the skeleton hands. Instead of a guest and all, we have a ghost. What's happening? Garden's all in shadows.
Never saw a storm come up like that.
Follow your Americans! You have dared mock the spirit of Simon in Canterville! You will pay for your insult! Ah!
Send to the U.S. Marines.
Been away on a holiday, haven't you?
My wife and I spent the week in London.
Enjoy yourself?
I'm afraid I'm much too fond of our village. All I could think of was getting back here. Big city life is so exhausting.
Sit yourself down, Vicar. I expect to be wanting to see Mrs. Otis.
Mr. Otis too, if he's about. I do feel guilty not being here on their arrival. What sort of people are they?
Awfully American. Would you like tea, Vicar?
Very kind of you, Jenny, but no.
I'll tell them you're here. I won't be long.
Take your time. I do hope you haven't been causing any mischief, Sir Simon. Americans coming here could be a blessing for the village.
Jenny? Oh! I'm Virginia Washington, Mrs. Otis' sister.
And I'm the Reverend Augustus Dampier, vicar of the parish.
Lady Canterville spoke of you. Please, sit down.
I've been away on a brief holiday. London.
Where's Mrs. Dampier?
She'll pay her respects tomorrow. Wednesday's my wife's day for respect.
You're so formal in this part of the world. It's hard to get used to.
I fear it's inbred. The people of this village are creatures of habit. How do you find Canterville Chase?
I'm enchanted by it. You see, my sister and her husband have always wanted to live in England. Of course, his business interests have been well enough that he can retire here at an early age. Naturally, I'd take him on.
You find nothing strange about this place?
You're speaking of Sir Simon.
Yes.
Sir Simon de Canterville has met his match in Horace Otis.
Oh dear, you mean there's been some unpleasantness?
Nothing we can't handle, Vicar. We Americans know how to handle ghosties and beasties and things that go bump in the night.
You have a strong candidate, Mr. Otis.
Comes from eating a good English breakfast. You've met Virginia.
We were having a pleasant chat.
My wife Lucy.
Thank you, Victor. We're so glad you dropped by.
We've heard a great deal about you.
That's flattering.
You run an orphanage?
I never refer to it as an orphanage, Mrs. Otis. I call it Children's Village.
That's charming. And you run the home for old people, too?
I never refer to it as a home, Mrs. Otis.
What do you call it?
I call it Safe Harbor. I encourage the residents to think of it as a home. That way they can check in when they wish and leave when they wish, like guests.
Must cost a pretty penny.
Yes, a pretty penny.
Virginia, come here, Mrs. Lumley.
I can't stay.
Want a cup of tea before you leave?
I just stopped by to bid you welcome, to make sure you're comfortable and all.
It hasn't been easy sleeping here.
You mean Sir Simon?
He's a noisy sort of pest.
Oh, Mr. Otis, you mustn't talk like that. No telling what he'll do.
It's more of a question of what I might do.
You haven't antagonized him.
No, but he's antagonized me.
The husband permits nothing to interfere with the children's sleep. He gave us quite a start when he first appeared. Just after my daughters with the sword.
Shrieking and yelling, no class at all.
We shouldn't put him in his place, however.
A sword, you say? I fear you don't grasp the gravity of the situation. Sir Simon can be quite malicious.
In my book, he's a private fake.
Let me erase the bloodstain every night. Only a stack of him the next morning.
And he's forever changing the color. One morning it's purple, the next is Brault.
The old boy is colorblind.
One night, he scattered my husband's papers all over the upstairs hall.
Immature, a petulant thing to do.
Lady Canterville's nephew is here now.
That would be Lord Cecil.
What did he want?
He says it wouldn't be inconvenient. He'd stop by for a moment.
Oh, nice.
Mrs. Otis, I was just trying to tell these charming people how Sir Simon can be quite dangerous.
Isn't easy, Victor. Americans are rebels.
Come on, what exactly can that floating pile of ectoplasm do?
Mrs. Biddy, the former housekeeper, woke up one morning and saw a skeleton seated in an armchair by the fire, reading her diary.
How very rude of the skeleton.
Poor thing had to be confined to bed for 6 weeks.
The skeleton?
No, Mrs. Biddy. Just too much imagination.
Once you give in to Sir Simon's foolishness, you become a willing victim.
Like I said, he scattered my husband's papers all over the upstairs hall.
Immature, a petulant thing to do.
He's been unusually restless, especially for such an old spirit.
Second day we're here. We heard him rattling all over the place in his suit of armor.
I knew we weren't going to get a wink that night, but that charming kept up, so I offered him an oil can.
And the oil can.
It's what the girls use for their bikes.
I said, my dear old man, I must insist on the oiling the oversized tin can of yours.
You didn't.
I did.
What happened then?
He fell over backwards and rolled down the stairs.
Woke the entire house.
Mr. and Mrs. Otis, you're tempting fate.
Not at all, Vicar. I thought it'd be wise for Sir Simon and me to know where we stood right off the bat.
Off the bat, what on earth does that mean?
It means that you have to behave or you have to go.
Go? Go where? This is his home.
Next time he starts acting like it, his manners are worse than my daughter's.
I feel the reason he made such a racket was because he couldn't see in the dark.
Virginia was very kind.
She gave him a box of candles. He seemed quite annoyed. Didn't even thank me.
I'm afraid Sir Simon's not accustomed to people from the colonies. I'm generally worried.
We can take care of ourselves.
I'm not worried about you, Mr. and Mrs. Otis. I'm worried about Sir Simon.
Do not talk that silly ghost. Vicar, I was wondering, do we have a tour of the children's village?
What better time than the present? I'm on my way there now. Do join me.
Great idea.
Oh, look, Lady Canterville's nephew.
I'll see to him. Go along, both of you.
Invite him for tea at the English canteen to live without it.
I will.
Come on, Lucy, Vicar. Great day for a walk.
Your brother-in-law and sister are confident people, aren't they?
And don't let any grass grow under their feet.
Grass grows at their feet. What a funny language you Americans speak. Poor Sir Simon. There'll be trouble. Serious trouble.
The vicar's upset. Sir Simon is an upsetting influence. Go along and see if there's anything extra nice to eat. Yes, sir. There is one thing. Yes? Perhaps Madame Balaclava could help. Who's Madame Balaclava?
That's a shirt medium, Miss Virginia, and a psychic researcher.
Quite good at reading other
Things of those in the world.
You're not serious. If you really want to get rid of Sir Simon,
she's so great, how come she has never been here before?
No one has ever requested her presence. She doesn't see ghosts unless invited. See ghosts? Lot of mumbo jumbo. I could accept the presence of Sir Simon. In a way, I feel rather sorry for the poor man. But a ghost named Martin the Maniac and another called Hester the Horrid is going too far. You don't want to forget Lady Joan the Graveless.
What was she famous for?
The popular press of the day referred to her as the corpse snatcher of Chertsey Barn. You're fortunate, Mrs. Sumney, that Sir Simon has never done you any harm. I am, indeed. Others haven't fared so well when family goes. A dear friend of mine was driven to the brink of despair, courtesy of the Vampire Duchess.
Vampire Duchess? This is better than the Late Show.
Yes, the Duchess of Startup. Until Madame Claude visited the Startup Castle, no one will go anywhere near the place. As long as Sir Simon isn't too malicious, I see no need to send for a psychic researcher. As you wish.
Virginia, don't you love this stuff?
Stuff is right, stuff is nonsense. I don't see why Miss Sumney feels she has to keep us entertained with all these ghost stories. Martin the Maniac.
Come on, Wendy.
I'm ready.
Ready for what?
You'll hear about it later.
Women of mystery, aren't you?
The Duke of Chester, Miss Virginia.
Oh, Miss Otis, this is a pleasure.
I'm not Mrs. Otis, she's my sister.
Then you're?
Virginia Washington.
What could be more American than that? I hope I'm not intruding. I happen to be driving this way and thought I'd call and introduce myself.
I'm glad you did. We wanted to meet you, but my sister and her husband have gone to the vicar, a tour of Children's Village.
Wonderful place. Too bad, though.
Why do you say that, your lordship?
Call me Cecil. When people use a title, I feel like a prize now.
You didn't answer my question. About Children's Village.
It's bankrupt. Hopelessly so. Same thing for Safe Harbor. The vicar has a warm heart, but no business in it.
I did notice the church seems a little the worse for wear.
The roof leaks, the windows are cracked, and on a cold day, the congregation shivers through its prayers. I trust he's being a gentleman.
I can't give you a good report about your kinsman.
Sir Simon probably wants me out of this place. He never could abide with strangers.
We'll be friends in no time.
You and I, you mean?
Sir Simon and myself.
You've got spirit. I'll say that for you.
Let's forget about spirit. Cecil, I wonder, do you know the meaning of the inscription on the landing?
You mean what's on the stained glass window?
Yes. When a golden girl can win prayer from out the lips of sin, when the barren almond bears, and a little child gives away its tears,
Then shall all the house be still, and peace come to Canterville.
it's written in such curious letters, almost faded out. Took me a long time to decipher it all.
Sorry I can't help you. I don't know what it means. It's been there for centuries, like the blood stain.
You will stay to see.
I'd be delighted.
Lucy and her husband will be back in plenty of time.
Then we have time for a walk. Why don't you show me the garden?
Happy to.
I was hoping you'd say that. Remember, you must never say no to a relative of Sir Simon de Canterville. Old boy might take offense.
I make it a point never to offend the ghost.
Doom and gloom, thunder and fight, curse on all who mock my might. Where is everyone? Really? I'll belly your bones like a Jew.
Are you young, Jenny?
No, it was me. No, not it, Mr. Weed. I'll drive them out yet. I will. Ouch. Beware.
Beware yourself. You're one bad joke, Simon.
Dare call Sir Simon de Canterville one bad joke.
Believe me, I dare.
You'll regret
You're
this.
going to scare yourself. Please don't.
Gotcha, female.
You quick get physical. Do you really want to fight?
No.
Come back. Fight like a
Don't be mad.
Come right in, Daphne. Thank you, Jenny. I hope Mr. and Mrs. Otis won't be offended by my coming by at this late hour.
I don't think so, ma'am. You see, they're not expecting to get any sleep tonight.
Why?
It's Madame Claude, ma'am.
Right here?
Yes, Mr. Otis said he had it with the ghost.
shocking.
We think Madame Balaclava is that he said.
I don't know what the vicar is going to say about this. Justice takes a dim view of mediums and psychics. Mrs. Hey, we didn't expect tonight.
Obviously, and I didn't expect to be here. But the vicar has a nasty cold, so I'm taking on his duties.
Don't stand there like a sick Jenny. Run along with what you said.
Wait, what's this about Madame Balaclava coming here this evening?
They need to see and hear some of the things Sir Simon's been up to.
Jenny was telling me. Still, I don't see the necessity for summoning that dreadful Balaclava fried to Canterville cheese.
He's been generally disagreeable. The girls say he's gone bananas.
Bananas?
We're getting he's non-American. One is inclined to pick up their peculiar expression.
I was afraid there'd be trouble when I first heard the chase was for sale.
Sir Simon's been wicked. He tried to keep Lord Cecil and Miss Virginia apart. They belong together.
How?
Every time Lord Cecil's about to say something romantic, Sir Simon makes him have a violent sneezing attack.
How ungallant is Sir Simon?
The other evening, he took some roast beef right off the table and sent it sailing to the ceiling.
Good gracious.
It was stuck up there dripping gravy for almost 2 days. There'd be frightful time getting it down. Finally, we harpooned it with a pitchfork.
Like living in a chamber of horrors.
So Madame Balaclava was sent for.
She's a charlatan.
She got rid of Martin the maniac, Hester the horrid, Lady Joan the graveless.
You're an impressionable woman, Mrs. Mummy. Has anyone thought of speaking calmly and rationally to Sir Simon?
There's no speaking to Cecil. He's set in his ways.
An unexpected pleasure. I hope this isn't an imposition.
No, indeed, we're all excited tonight.
I wish you didn't feel it necessary to call on Madame Balaclava. We had no other choice.
At first, we were quite willing to live in that live.
Now we're afraid that unless the ghost stops, we may just stay sickly. Has Mrs. Mummy told you about the Brault? Most distressing. I'll come to the point of my visit if I may. We're having a church bazaar soon.
What is it, the children's village?
And for Safe Harbor.
They can use the money. They owe everyone in the village.
That'll be all, Mrs. Mummy.
Yes, madam.
Dad's standing on the steps waiting for that wish. Madame Balaclava is not a witch. She's a psychic creature. Bet you hear about the Larson damping. True. We'll have to think of something extra special for me. That's easy. What do you suggest? Why don't we donate Sir Simon's old suit of armor? His armor? Oh, dear. That's a marvelous suggestion. We need a good night's sleep for a change. But Pamela, should we deprive Sir Simon of his armor? Why not? It shares such a blessing. I'm certain the vicar will do well. Oxford's good praise. Madame Balaclava's just driven out. I don't want to see her. She's an awful bore. I'll leave now. Thank you for the armor. Benny, please to the door. Yes, ma'am. Has the seance started yet?
Tonight is not a seance. We're simply bidding a farewell to the ghost.
I bet Madame Balaclava will perform the exorcism with infinite magic spells. I'm going to question her about Martin the maniac. Sorry to disappoint you, but whatever Madame Balaclava does will not be done in your presence. What?
No telling what might happen.
You mean we're going to miss all the action?
This is serious business. It's not supposed to be fun and games.
What a joke. Please, can't we stay? Go on, up to your rooms. Watch BBC. Can we at least have something to eat first? Of course. The beef flat will Madame Balaclava's here. Come on, Pam, what a life. We should be with the ghost. It's definitely discrimination. I don't understand the older generation. This house positively reeks together about right.
That's not so surprising, considering Sir Simon is always up to something. Madame Balaclava?
My poor woman, how you must have suffered. Your husband told me all about the tale of experiences with Sir Simon. Danger is in the air.
What kind of danger?
Aha! What? The blood of Lady Eleanor de Canterville.
They say she died of a broken heart.
Aha!
What?
The drape room.
It's all bricked up. With brick.
Behind those drapes, the brothers of Lady Eleanor chained Sir Simon to the wall, with food and water just out of reach.
How awful.
Oh, the crimes of Sir Simon were awful too. Did you know he sacked the parish church?
No.
The very church that stands in Canterville village today. Oh, Sir Simon was a terror.
Still is.
But Martin was fond of him.
Martin?
Martin the maniac, I banished him from Milford Manor months ago.
Is there anything special we should be doing?
How do you mean?
Preparing for Sir Simon's departure.
We've already made arrangements to sell a suit of armor.
Madam Balaclava, you must help these Americans, madam. The ghost has been wicked.
Never fear, Madam Balaclava's here. Together. Here.
Where do you want me?
By the French doors, if the spirits attempt to escape, you must stop them.
How?
First, you must stretch out your arms, then you must murmur and low moan. Ooh.
Sounds like a cow in pain.
What else?
Then, if you attempt to escape, you must say, away, away, do not escape this day. Turn back and fade away. Got that?
I'm ridiculous.
I must insist.
Anything to help?
I'm sure he won't even make for the garden. By the time I'm done with him, he'll be missed in moors.
I'm ready.
So am I.
Lower the lights, Mrs. Lundy.
I'm nervous.
Silence. I'm drifting, drifting, drifting. I see his beard on the stairs.
What's he wearing?
Looks like a large suitcase.
Simon.
He's in his suit of armor.
Yes, yes. It's Sir Simon de Canterville. I see his two beady eyes behind the visor of his helmet. Shame on you, you restless spirit!
Somehow I don't feel right about all this.
When he attempts to materialize, no one must cry out or provoke him. For only then I can work the necessary power to banish him from Canterville Chase forever. Ghost of Sir Simon, I order you to appear!
Perhaps he's losing his hearing.
Faithful spirits, how daunting! Cease, desist, your powers wanting! Off, be gone, at end of day! Fly and fly, forever stay!
No, you've got it backwards. It's fly, you cannot stay.
Pinch of pepper, pinch of salt, lock you from your secret vault. Twig of almond, fallen bloom, stay forever in this room.
No, that's not right. It says ever from this room.
Nevermore these chambers roam, for its spectre leave this home. Other ghosts from vale or hill, come you all to Canterville.
It's never come to Canterville.
How was I?
You said everything backward.
I did.
You invited Sir Simon to stay.
And all other sorts of ghosts.
Other ghosts that's absurd.
You've done it for sure.
I don't understand how things got twisted. Who dares to take me from my sleep? Beware! Beware! It's Captain Ord! What's she doing here?
Tell me.
Where am I? What is this place?
Please tell us
Madam Balaclava, you better do something. Or else you can take your license away.
You can't do that. Why not? Because I don't have a license.
someone to say for this dirty mind, Mother. Who's she? That's the startup, the one they call the vampire. Vampire?
All we know is Sir Simon.
You have your wish. You thought you'd get rid of me, did you? Well, I've got a trick or two up my sleeve. I make you say things backwards, and I've got an army to help me keep my place in Canterville Chase.
I don't know what you're breaking up, but I know what I'm going to do.
What?
I'm getting out of here!
Look out! One English ghost can handle all Americans any day. Sir Simon de Canterville has only begun to fight. Simon de Canterville has only begun to fight. They have underestimated me, and they will pay.
Oh, I discovered two noisy girls in the kitchen.
That must be Wendy and Pam.
I tasted it was wonderful for.
Splendid.
It's fortunate for us. Madame Balaclava is so bad at what she does.
Oh, that was jolly fun, Sir Simon. We ran them into the main hallway, up the stairs, and into the bell tower.
With bats? Do sit down, Mark.
Martin. You look a bit fatigued.
I am winded, not as young as I used to be.
Alas, none of us are.
Balaclava has better match than you, Sir Simon.
Thought she was ready to take such resting ghosts, but instead she returned restless to our haunting behavior.
In the upper chambers.
Haven't you been here before, Grandfather Duchess?
Never. I'm not in the habit of leaving Third Castle. There's no husband so modern balaclava did to it. That woman is a menace.
Sir Simon gave her a lesson.
I'm Simon having trouble.
The Americans, you would not believe what I've had to put up with. Sit down, Duchess, sit down.
I'm happy to say Third Castle hasn't had any Americans about the place. There's something called gum, I understand.
They're strange people.
Barbaric in your customs, eh?
Right! They refuse to take an English coast seriously.
Deplorable, really.
Not too sporty of them, eh?
The gardens are lovely! I want to get a patch of nightshade!
Make yourself comfortable, my dear.
You were speaking of the colonials for a time.
The Americans, yes. They said they have no respect for ghosts or ghost feelings. If I meet one in the hallway, she's likely to hand me a can of lubricating oil for my suit of armor.
Rude, even.
You haven't heard the words. They're plotting to donate my suit of armor to a church bazaar.
A scandal.
I've been assaulted with hairspray. I've been ridiculed. Scoffed at. Oh, the shame of it all.
But I do believe that he thinks differently after tonight's adventure.
Here, here.
When I think of the housemaids who went into hysterics, I merely grinned at them.
I recall the beautiful Lady Stuckfield, who was obliged to wear a black velvet band around her throat to hide the mark of 5 fingerprints burned upon her white skin.
You were naughty boys, Sir Simon.
No, you know, sir.
Well, I always did have nice ladies.
You, Sir Simon, are a ghost we can all look up to.
Especially since the rest of us are sitting.
This is serious business.
Here, here.
How I vividly recollect the night in June, I caused panic on the lawn by playing a game of croquet.
Is that so extraordinary?
It is when you consider he played the game with his own bones.
I say so myself, I've given celebrated performances.
Perhaps you should adopt any disguise. You were always rather good at them.
I know, you could appear to the Americans as reckless Rupert, that headless Earl.
Splendid.
Bravo!
That is an extremely difficult makeup. The preparation alone takes 3 hours. Besides, the boots don't fit me anymore and I lost the pistol that goes with the belt.
Ah, what a shame!
Everybody saw your green hand tapping at the window.
He did and shoot himself in the pottery shop himself in the big toe.
All my past achievements just come back to haunt me. After all the glory, some wretched modern Americans come here and mock my spirit.
Dear, your nerves are quite shattered.
I will have my revenge.
Lady Jones is correct.
There's nothing wrong with my nerves. My pride that's suffering.
Larson means the Americans. Don't behave more sensibly after modern balaclava, fiasco.
You haven't heard the rest.
There's more?
They're going to install television.
Television!
What the hell is on?
I'm not quite sure exactly, but from the way they describe it, I gather it makes a great deal of noise and never really says anything.
How can a person hide in a house like that?
It would destroy the mood.
Don't put it up, Ford.
I shall certainly make my opinions known to them.
You'll have to excuse me now, Sir Simon. I must be on my way.
So must I. I want to stop off the church graveyard and tell a few old friends I'm back in town.
Oh, there's a pity, Simon.
We ought to get together more often. We only seem to see each other when Madame Balaclava is messing about.
Good night, my dear. Thank you for coming.
Well, look, you need to be well, isn't it?
Can you say so, Duchess? Adieu.
You've got things under control, boy. Chin up, stiff upper lip.
Good to see you again, you maniac.
If you don't mind, maybe I'll go out the back way. Maybe there's a maid I might terrify.
Might give Jenny a try. She's good at being terrified.
I'll take your advice.
See you in 100 years or so.
100 years. Ha ha. or a jester, Sir Simon. 100 years, 100 years.
You, Sir Simon, are inspiration to us all.
Thank you, Edward. I've always said you're horrid but intelligent.
Good night, ungentle spirit.
Good night. Fly carefully.
Nothing like this has ever happened before.
That doesn't help us much.
What are we going to do?
Looks safe enough.
Take your time.
Look for yourself.
It's Martin we have to be fond of, Rob. Careful, off, he's fond of throwing things.
Not as fond as I am of throwing you out.
Forrest, please. Mr. Otis, you're angry with me.
How could you tell?
You can hardly expect us to be pleased. We had to be here for a specific purpose of getting Sir Simon out of our heads.
Instead of that, we found ourselves surrounded by a bunch of weirdo ghosts.
Only Lady Joan is a weirdo. The rest are merely eccentric.
Ha!
I shall return home and consult my cookbook. Cookbook is where I keep my incantation recipes. I shall solve this dilemma. Never fear, Madame Balaclava's here.
I've heard that before. Just leave, Madame Balaclava.
What about Sir Simon?
We'll deal with him ourselves.
Who is that?
Sounded like Jenny.
It is.
Oh, horrible, horrible. That's what it was. What's the ghost in now? It wasn't our ghost. It was the one in the mask.
The Lone Ranger?
Of course it is.
Obviously, the child is referring to Martin the Maniac, also known as the Masked Mystery.
Jenny, you have my permission to show Madame Balaclava to the door.
What door?
Any door. Just get her out of here before I make a spirit out of her.
Yes, sir. This way, my mouth.
I'll think of something.
Out.
I can't understand it. Faithful spirits, help the haunting, cease to set your
But he's supposed to wrong.
Sir Simon is much too clever for her. We're underestimating the old fellow.
Wasn't it wonderful?
We were chased a half mile at least.
That's your idea of something wonderful?
Wait till we're right back home about this.
We saw Lady Joan. Goodbye.
She looked lovely, like the bride on the son of Frankenstein. She didn't speak.
Get out of that kind of tie. Gives my goosebumps goose flesh.
Poor Madame Balaclava, she's in a wretched state. Her feelings have been hurt.
Oh, how do you think we feel?
Girl, get your room.
What if there's more fun?
If there is, we'll tell you about it in the morning.
Let's go. I know, we can booby trap the stairs with fire.
Excellent. Anything else, Miss Lotus?
No, I think we've had enough for one evening.
In that case, good night.
Can't wait till the girls leave for school.
It'll certainly calm down in Canterville Chase.
Sweet thing.
He's threatening to resign.
What now?
One of the spirits thought he'd been potting shed after wetting him down at the garden hose. Poor man, shocked and shivering.
I'll have a word with him. If Sir Simon wants open warfare, that's what he's going to get.
Madame Balaclava says we have nothing to fear from the other ghosts. They don't belong here, so they're not allowed to linger.
I wouldn't believe a thing she said. She couldn't read poems at a carnival for kangaroos.
I suppose.
You look tired. Why don't you go to bed?
I'm very tired.
I think I'm going to stay up for a while. I have a few letters to write.
Are you hoping that Cecil will call?
Maybe.
He's charming, and Lady Canterville is fond of you.
I don't need a matchmaker. Go along.
Good night.
Really, Sir Simon, your behavior is extremely childish.
Beware, beware.
You're a silly old thing.
Silly old thing. Now I'm going to terrify you.
Please be careful with that broom. If you break anything, my sister will be terribly upset.
I hear your pleas for mercy, but I'm heartless.
If you're planning to stay on all night, I suggest you do it in the agenda.
I am
Morning is awful boring at Ruskill's to the barn.
I am merciless. Your fate is sealed. Your tears, they have no effect on me.
Tears? What tears? You don't think for one moment I take you seriously.
Don't you?
When I was told this place had a resident ghost, I was charmed. But I wasn't told the resident ghost was also a pest and a nuisance.
A pest? You dare call me a pest?
I could call you afraid of many things, but I think pest does it all.
You're supposed to be shaking in fear.
I'm sensible. I have no intention of Truth of the matter is, I'm sorry for you.
Sorry?
In much the same way I'd be sorry for a child who throws tantrums to get attention. Now take out that silly hat with feathers.
I thought it had a nice touch.
Dressing up in costumes just to be noticed. Bringing your friends here uninvited.
I invited Lady Joan and the others.
Yes, but this place doesn't belong to you anymore. I realize that you, as a ghost, have certain unalienable rights. But you must realize that we living here have rights too. The girls have been giving you a bad time. But they'll be off to school soon. So no one will trouble you if you behave.
Behave? I must groan through keyholes and rattle my chains. It's my only reason for existing.
That's no reason at all for existing. I must say, breaking your wife's heart was shameful.
How did I know she was going to die of a broken heart? Besides, I don't think it was fair of her brother should starve me to death.
I can fix you a sandwich.
I don't want a sandwich, I want respect!
There's no need to stop.
Forgive me. It's been a trying day. Can I sit down? You're much nicer than the rest of your rude, vulgar, and dishonest family.
It is you who are rude, vulgar, and dishonest. You think I don't know you're stealing tubes of color from my paint box? Look at that spot. Whoever heard of emerald green blood?
What do you expect me to do? Tired of your real blood these days. As for the color, that's entirely a matter of taste. The Cantervilles have blue blood, for instance. You Americans don't care for things like that.
Stick to the subject. You feel we have behaved badly toward you.
You have.
We feel you have behaved badly toward us.
Ah.
We're not going to get in these places always at each other's throats.
Speaking of throats, did you hear what I did to Lady Scottsfield? She had to wear a bandage on her throat that had the mark of
We
5.
must reach a compromise. If you confine the ghostly goings-on to certain hours of the night and in authorized parts of the house, I can assure you you will be treated with dignity.
And if I refuse?
Horace will find some way to ship you to America. He's clever, you know.
America?
Yes, you'd be quite a curiosity there.
Curiosity?
And if that doesn't work, I imagine Madame Belle Clava can figure out some new way to exercise you. You're something of a challenge to her now.
No, you must never let her return.
Ah, then you are afraid of what she can do. Sir Simon, we're not leaving.
Nor am I.
What's it to be then? Compromise or catastrophe?
You're an intelligent girl.
Then you agree?
On one condition.
Which is?
You make me that sandwich.
I'd be honored to. After 400 years, I imagine you've worked up quite an appetite.
With good English mustard.
How much uniform that's you know, I'm wearing uniform at boarding school, not jeans. Kids, I'm not wearing a uniform. Boarding school is a privilege. You'll enjoy it.
Maybe Pam will enjoy it, but I won't. No, boy.
I'll put this in your room with your other luggage. Louise will fetch your trunk later this evening. Thanks, Miss Summy. How's the daughter going?
Everybody seems to be having a good time.
I think it was nice of Mom and Dad to have you here on the ground.
Yeah, Mom and Dad are nice people. The vicar sure is busy running with greeting everyone, though.
Jenny, take this up to the kitchen and yourself. There's a little meeting more. Hey, Pat?
Almost. Weeds is bringing up the big trunk later.
Make yourselves useful. Make sure Miss Midwinter gets it. We will. I think they're a bit unhappy now. Because they're off to school. I think they'd rather stay here. Not many girls would be enthusiastic about boarding school. They're used to the activity of the public eye. They're disappointed in the ghost too. He's been quiet as a mouse. Let's be thankful. I hope the vicar does well. Mr. Gumby and all the other ladies say it would be a tragedy if Reverend Dampier had to close down his charity. He has a large heart, but a small bank now. I heard your husband say it would also take a small fortune to save them. Shouldn't talk like that, Jenny. Tells tales out of school. Hello, Reverend Dampier.
Ah, Mrs. Otis, everything's going splendidly. When everybody heard the czar was going to be held on the ground of Canterville Chase, they flocked in. I can't thank you enough.
It's the least you can do.
The girls told me that Sir Simon's been the model of a gentleman recently. Excellent news.
I don't understand, Vicar. You don't know what's smoke or ghosts.
It must be hard for spirit these days. People have so many other things on their minds.
It took them a while to get used to foreigners, I suspect. No offense, ma'am. Newcomers, Jenny, has a much softer sound.
I'm delighted you picked our village for your home, Mrs. Otis. We need new blood.
That's another thing. The sign was left a spot on it fade away. At least the colors don't keep changing.
We'll need your help with the weight guest
do, Sister Doris?
Right away, Lee says Sir Simon Sue Barney will take 2 men to lift. I'll tell my husband. I believe we'll make several $100. Wonderful.
Same for you. Baker, hand delivered.
Oh my, it's from the bank.
Anything wrong?
I shouldn't think so. The bank is probably making a donation to the bazaar.
People are saying the bank's going to foreclose on you.
Pay them no mind. Trust in Providence.
Whatever you say, Baker.
Oh dear, dear, dear.
The weather could be more perfect.
It's lovely.
Getting away from the crowd, Reverend?
I just popped in to congratulate your sister on her success.
Things do seem to be going well.
Not well enough, I'm afraid.
I think I'm going to sneeze.
Remember our agreement, Sir Simon.
That's a relief.
What is it? Dear Reverend Dampier, much as it grieves us here at the bank, we have no alternative but to begin legal action to take possession of the properties now known as Children's Village and Safe Harbor.
Surely there's something that can be done.
Unless we hear from you within 24 hours on plans to remedy the outstanding debt, we will commence action. We regret the unpleasantness and hope you will settle the account.
The letter is almost rude.
It's signed Lord Orville Beaverpaddle.
I shall have 2 choice words.
He has never agreed to be annoyed with me. He's extended the loan several times. I put him off, hoping something would turn up. Banks aren't in the business of losing money. The truth of the matter is, both the harbor and the village are bankrupt. They have been for some time.
You're speaking in terms of money alone. But what about the old people who have their independence and the children?
We mustn't tell the others yet. It would ruin the bazaar. If you'll excuse me.
The banks won't foreclose. They can't. It would be inhuman.
I wasn't so optimistic.
There's no point in being negative. That's too easy.
What's happened to our beautiful weather?
The sun's all in shadow.
Only a shower. It'll pass.
I hope so. First a letter from the bank, and now rain. I'm afraid this isn't the vicar's lucky day.
I'd better see if I can help out. A lot of the tables are uncovered.
What a pity. Some of the guests are running for the greenhouse, and others are huddled under the trees. Come along this way. This way.
Oh, Lord Cecil, I wonder if you could give Mr. Otis and the vicar some help.
They're fully downstairs with relics.
To the rescue.
Save the raft from the rain. We'll put it over here.
Everyone, please sit down. The rain can't last.
What bad luck.
I wonder if he had anything to do with this.
Oh,
Sir Simon.
I can assure you, Sir Simon did not cause the rain.
it's the sort of trick he's noted for.
Once, he ruined a garden party for Lord Cecil's mother.
How? He waited until everybody was on the far side of the lawn, and then he caused thunder and lightning.
I don't see how you can hold Sir Simon accountable for that.
This was the only place it happened. Sunshine everywhere else in the village.
Sir Simon, no doubt about it.
We don't have problems with the ghost anymore.
Is that because Madame Balaclava?
Oh, you mustn't mention her name. It upsets Sir Simon.
You've become rather protective for him.
Virginia has grown quite fond of him, that's true.
Beg pardon, Miss Otis. Someone here to see you. She says it's quite important.
Who is it?
It's Madame Balaclava.
Oh, I suppose I must see her.
No!
I've never seen you act like this, Virginia. Show her in.
Yes. You mustn't see her. She mustn't stay.
I've never seen you act like this.
I've never met a psychic researcher before.
She's much like everyone else, I imagine. Only different.
Wonderful news, Mrs. Otis. Not only have I discovered how Susanna caused me to go wrong, but I know how he was able to do it.
Tell me.
I should have known that in an unfamiliar house requires a minimum of 2 visits before my powers are effective.
You must leave immediately.
Why must she leave?
Because I promised someone.
Promise someone what?
That Madame Balaclava would never come here again.
Virginia, you're upset. But if everyone will remain perfectly quiet, I shall rid Canterville Chase of Sir Simon in a matter of seconds.
Oh, really? Unexpected treat.
Let her do it. It's the only way to get rid of her.
Madame Balaclava, please go.
Faithful spirits, host haunting, cease to desist, dark heart haunting, off begone!
be upset if I ran off that psychic researcher. Besides, you promised you'd never return.
She came here uninvited. It had nothing to do with me, and you know it. I'm talking about the weather. You darkened the sky, didn't you? You did it deliberately, and you even made Cecil have another sneezing fit.
So what if I did? I have to have fun too, don't I?
I thought we struck a bargain to respect one another. What people say about you is true. You're completely selfish.
I don't like it when you're angry with me. I got bored.
You make that sound like an excuse for anything. I'm not going to stay and listen to you.
I'm so lonely and unhappy. Please don't go.
Is this another of your tricks?
I don't know what to do. I want to sleep and I cannot.
I'll fix you a glass of warm milk.
You don't understand. I haven't slept in over 400 years. I'm sorry I spoiled the bazaar. I can't bear to see other people happy when I'm so miserable.
You mean there's no place where you can find rest?
Yes, beyond the gardens, beyond the pine woods, the grass grows long and deep. The nightingales sing all night long.
You mean out of the earth?
I have been so wicked in my life, I am not allowed to cross over. If only I could. You have no time to be at peace.
I wish I could help.
You can. You know the prophecy on the window?
I don't know what the words mean.
You have a golden heart. You are good. The words mean that you must weep for me for my sins because I have no tears. And you must pray for me for my soul because I have no faith. Will you?
I don't understand.
Come with me.
Where? Is it dangerous?
You're my only hope. Wicked voices whisper in your ear, but against the courage of a golden heart, they are powerless. If you are afraid to come and plead my case, I am forever doomed to dwell within these walls.
Poor ghost.
Will you help?
I'll do it if I can.
And not be afraid?
I'll try not to be.
You will see fearful shapes in the darkness.
How do we begin?
By passing beneath the almond tree, I am so weary of being wicked.
I am not afraid. Look! There he is!
Mr. Jesus, you're lucky I'm here to protect you.
There wasn't even 2 minutes. I could barely make him out.
I wonder if Shell's come back. I wonder if he'll let her.
Don't say that! Do something!
Don't worry, I'll rescue her. I'm brave.
They're disappearing!
Keep calm, I'm here.
Sir Simon's got us in a tough spot. Miss Virginia's gone too. I'm so scared in my face.
I'll get you.
Oh, come back, Miss Virginia, come back!
Oh.
Still find her. Where could the ghost have taken her? He's never left the ground before. Miss Virginia was done for after all. She can take care of herself. I wish I could believe that. Here you go, a nice cool compass to help me relax. I don't want to relax. I want my sister back. I've searched every room again. They haven't come back. They're not hiding anywhere. Jenny, are you absolutely sure what you saw? Yes, ma'am. They disappeared into the drizzle. Aaron asked them calling for Miss Virginia to come back, but I was too late. The sun's up now. Never help to find Virginia. We've been up and down the lane yelling for her. In over 400 years, the son has never been known as zealous for kidnapping. It's not his style. He didn't seem to be. Probably fainting somewhere.
And I'm talking there, Jenny. I had to mess up the dishes, so that's
Never mind all that. Where have you searched?
Down by the juice again.
You don't think Sir Simon tried to sell it so he could train to be a fortune teller? Oh, my baby sister. A fortune teller. Gypsies? When the gypsies be played?
Not a spirit. They're all about such things.
What's fighting church?
Nothing, but I got the phone right.
You're no help whatsoever. Simon's acting so good. Something's upsetting. Something's causing him to act this way. Why did he suddenly become restless again?
I've never walked so long and so far in all my life.
You brought her back?
No. I've been to the police. They're going to Sir Simon, but they don't see what they can do.
Why not?
They have no precedent. They have no experience in arresting a ghost.
Maybe stop an army though.
I have a call into the constable. He'll issue a warrant as soon as he gets in.
A warrant? For a ghost? What good will that do? Horace, you've gone as mad as the rest. Perhaps Madame Balaclava could help. Oh, no. Sorry.
No one
warn you about some Simon.
You didn't say he was likely to kidnap my sister-in-law.
Old boy has never done anything like this before.
Cold comforts, so.
I checked with the station master. No one fitting Virginia's description or Sir Simon was seen getting on a train.
Don't expect a ghost by a train ticket, do you?
Well, I can't understand why Virginia would go.
Certainly Canterville ghosts can make anyone do anything against one's will.
Mrs. Otis, Mrs. Otis.
That'll do, Baker.
What is it, Victor?
She's back. She's coming this way.
Thank heaven! Half the village is trailing behind her. Virginia, we've been worried to despair.
You'd better come and rest.
There was no need to worry. I was with the ghost.
That's what we were worried about.
Where's Sir Simon? Sir Simon is gone.
Oh,
Where? To his fleet. He knows he was wicked, but he was really sorry.
what's that?
He gave me this beautiful chest of jewels before he went.
Beautiful. And so many.
Rubies and pearls.
Diamonds, they're perfect.
I pleaded for him.
With whom?
I promised Sir Simon I would keep it a secret.
You don't want to have any secrets from me.
I can tell you that thanks to Sir Simon, I now know what a precious thing life is.
Can I wear one of the bracelets?
I want a ruby ring that's going to make everyone at boarding school jealous.
That's enough. The jewels belong to Lady Canterville.
No, Mr. Otis, the jewels are clearly Virginia's.
I think if we took them from her, old Sir Simon would be out of his grave in a fortnight.
Raising the devil.
None of you understand. Not to understand this, he gave you a handsome present.
Heavy fortune.
These jewels aren't for me, they're for all of us, for Canterville. Sir Simon sacked them from the village church hundreds of years ago. He gave them to me so I could put them to use. Here, Vicar.
You mean you're giving them to me?
It was Sir Simon's wish.
I've dreamed of something like this, but I'd never expected it to happen.
The children's village is saved.
And St. Barbara waiting to the office to know it.
A new roof is church too, Vicar.
I know. How can I ever thank you, Miss Virginia?
It's the ghost you should thank. Look at that!
What's happening?
The withered old almond tree. It's in bloom. Heaven knows the sun likes it, didn't it? It means heaven has forgiven Sir Simon.
I guess we owe him for something. If it weren't for the ghost, I would never have met Virginia.
3 cheers for Sir Simon. Hip Bill.
Hooray!
Hip Bill.
Hooray!
Hip Bill.
Mr. Otis,
Not again.
I hear Sir Simon has vacated his premises.
He has.
In that case, you'll need another ghost.
Another ghost?
So many of them are unemployed these days, and I'm partly to blame. I have several applicants for your consideration.
We don't need another ghost.
I wonder what Sir Simon would think of that. When Lady Canterville, Sir Simon himself has suggested it. He appeared to be in the costume of Robin Hood. I thought it was rather amusing. Come in, please.
Let's get out of here!
Come on, Virginia. You know you've been going since then.
Martin the Maniac, may I present Mr. Horace Otis from America.
A pleasure.
A pleasure, sir. I've always wanted to visit the colonies.
Lady Joan, may I present Mrs. Otis.
Fine.
I love your home. The vampire judges.
That isn't the trouble.
Sir Simon may be gone, but his spirits linger.
What?
The light came on up here.
Did one?
Did you press it in?
Yeah. Let's record.
Is it moving?
Yeah. Oh, what a swing! God.
Okay, that's it. Let's watch it.
Oh, I wanted to see you swing again. You are just such a fucking man. Here, swing again. Oh, you don't want
All right. Give
What?
me,
Well, okay. Here,
like from
just-
behind.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that'd be a good angle. That'd be a good angle. Let's see if I can get all of you in there. Alright. Yeah, we got the swing. Just don't hit anything. Oh, is that fucking gorgeous? What a follow through.